Yeah, so rosin comes in the cake like this, but really it comes from a tree. It comes from the same kind of tree that the top of the violin is made of. Remember I said that was made of spruce?
Do they get brand new violins and then get the rosin out of the wood and then give it and then sing it with the violin?
Not all at the same time. It's a different industry. But basically, if you ever touched a pine tree or a pine cone, you might notice that it was sticky. So that stickiness is what they take with some kind of manufacturing process, and they make it into the cake of hard rosin. And to make the bow work, we rub the rosin against the hair like this. And pretty much, well, I do this like every time I practice, but I don't need to do it very much.
What is that?
That's the rosin. Comes from a pine tree. So anyhow, we want to try not to touch the rosin part. So the other part is the stick part, right? So the stick part is pretty cool too. Remember I told you that the fingerboard was made of? Do you remember when I told you what kind of wood it was made of?
The African wood?
Yes, African wood, ebony, right? So that comes from the African forest. The stick comes from the South American forest. In the Amazon. Have you ever heard of the Amazon?
Yeah.
So the Amazon is the hugest rainforest in the world, and there are all sorts of exotic, what we can call exotic, trees and plants and creatures. And this particular wood is called Pernambuco. And there's actually a state in Brazil called Pernambuco. And it's a rare wood. They're trying hard to preserve it now because, you know, like everything else, human beings are really big on cutting everything down and turning it into factories and parking lots and whatnot. And trees, of course, like a lot of other things, suffer as a result. But which is too bad because we do need this wood to have nice violin bows. So we're going to show you how to hold the bow right now. You're already getting a good idea just watching me. Some of you I can see are imitating me, which is a great thing to do when you're learning. So maybe you can imitate this too. Do you see what I'm doing? I've got my thumb underneath the bottom, and I'm touching this silver thing, right? Exactly like that. Can you hold that up? I think that's a nice example. So hold it straight up in the air.
And then does your pinky go to your?
My pinky's not long enough to do that.
Your pinky isn't what? You're doing it. You figured it out, right? So let's just get this finger to come a little bit more around. You're getting it too. Mr. Dave, nice job. Okay, so for the violin or viola bow hold, the pinky has to perch up on top. For the cello, it doesn't need to. But for the violin, it does. So violins and viola, let's hold your bows up straight in the sky like this, so I can see. So let's see if we can get your pinky to get a little bit more like that. Good. Good. Your pinky's doing some weird stuff. I shouldn't say weird. That's not a nice word. Sorry. I make mistakes, you know?
Transfer on top to the office,
Okay,
please.
so now-
Chance to the front office.
Go up and down with the bow. Straight up and down. So the idea is we're going to move the bow around a little bit and see if you can hold on to that bow hold without losing it when we do some of these movements. So the next movement is going to be like this in a circle. Okay, now circle the other way. Try not to do it too fast because holding onto your bow hold isn't that easy. Okay, so now let's do a circle like this. A vertical circle. And go the other way. Okay, good. So now what we're going to do is hold your bow straight up in the air. I'm going to come around and I'm going to fit your violin in to your shoulder.